Hello, my beautiful starseed. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let's hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Leo season of summer 2021. Aquarius, what is going on? This season is going to be very powerful for you. So you and Leo, which is the duality in astrology, Leo opposes Aquarius, both of you guys are going to be having a very intense Leo season. And the reason is because, first of all, for you, there's going to be 2 full moons in the sign of Aquarius. And these are going to be in your first house. So you're going to feel like the moon is the illuminates, and it'll shine a light on yourself and your sense of identity. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we'll see your relationships also being affected. I'm going to go through some of the major transits that are going for the month. And then by the end of this, the astrology section, you'll have a bigger perspective of what are the major energies and kind of the themes that are going to play out during this Leo season. So the first thing that happens is the sun moves into Leo, and for the whole remainder of Leo season is going to be shining a light on your relationships. But this is a fun and playful energy. So this is an opportunity for you to take advantage of and let yourself have fun and play in any kind of relationships, whether it's romantic relationships or business relationships. It's just like the sun is like, hey, let's focus on this area of your life during Leo season. And this kind of happens every time the sun moves into Leo. On the let me get the right date for you here. On the 23rd, so right after, we're going to see the full moon in the sign of Aquarius. And so what this means, the sun is opposing the moon, is that this is like we start off the Leo season, but then the moon illuminates your first house. This is your sense of self. The theme for this moon, which I'll talk about more when I do the astrology for the full moons, but the theme for this is the unknown beckons. There's some aspect of you that I think that you're going to discover this season, and it'll happen almost like very intensely, because when the moon is full, emotions run deep and things are really heightened. The energy is really heightened. So I feel like you're going to feel this very intense, like electric energy within your body, like actually within your body, because the first house is also the house that rules the body. And so the activation here is like a kundalini type of energy. And this is the main theme of the month. So the 2 full moons will happen in your first house. And so this is twice this activation where the season begins with this energy and ends with this energy. So it'll begin with a journey of the unknown beckoning you to find yourself, and then it'll end with the second full moon in Aquarius where you get to put it all together. So think of it as this journey that kind of flows through from beginning to end for the whole. It's like sandwiched, right? Like Leo season is sandwiched between 2 full moons in Aquarius. So you're going to feel a very powerful activation. The next thing that happens is that the planet Mercury actually moves into the sign of Leo. So he is right here. And this means that relationships are going to feel, or this may feel like your communication within relationships will focus mostly on kind of yourself, because Mercury in Leo likes to focus on himself, and that's not a bad thing. It also likes to have fun. Remember that Leo energy is about fun and playfulness. So I feel like jokes and things that just feel fun and in that energy will really be activated while the Mercury really moves through Leo pretty quickly this season and kind of conjuncts the sun and then continues on to Virgo. But I feel like you're going to, for the first like couple of weeks, you're going to feel like, oh, hey, like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's express ourselves within relationships. And that's what you're going to feel when Mercury moves into the sign of Leo. The next thing that happens is that Mars actually leaves Leo and moves into the sign of, let me do it like this, into the sign of Virgo, which means that he's going to be transiting your 8th house. And the 8th house is the house of death, change, and transformation. Mars also rules the sign of Scorpio, which is the ruler of the 8th house, meaning that he's going to feel strong here for you. What Mars does is he says, we need to take action. And there's things that have been changing and transforming for you. When Mars enters the 8th house, it's about getting organized. So like everything has been changing, but it doesn't have to be chaotic. You can organize yourself and take action towards the things that are going to help you be more grounded and more present, because Virgo is about being in the present moment. So you're going to feel this starting in Leo season where Mars moves into Virgo. And Mars, he may not necessarily love being in the sign of Virgo, but this is asking you to get organized. Like, you really need to get organized. Don't let your life be chaotic anymore. Even though there's been a lot of changes, and even though some changes will happen and you yourself may even initiate a lot of change this season, still Mars in Virgo is about do it, but like in an organized way, or do it while you're still being present here in the moment, because that's the energy that Virgo rules as well. We then are going to see the new moon in Leo happen on the 8th of August, which is actually the same day that is the Lion's Gate, the 8-8 gate. So this day is going to be intense. For you, it's going to happen in your 7th house of relationships. So this could be like a new beginning. The energy of this new moon in Leo, right in the middle of Leo season, is on fire with the power of radical changes. So again, Mars just moved into your house of change and transformation, and now you're going to have the sun and the moon meet up in the 7th house, activating more passion. So I feel like you may feel this a lot within your relationships. Passion will be activated. And remember that new moons are also new beginnings that are for you in the 7th house, which is like maybe a new relationship, maybe new goals in terms of the relationship or a relationship that you are currently in. What will happen next is that then Mercury will move also into your 8th house, into the sign of Virgo. So now your thoughts and your mind will change from being really playful to being a little more serious, a little bit more organized. And on the 11th, which is when Mercury moves into the sign of Virgo, is also a Venus moon portal. So by that time, the moon will be here with also Venus. So you can see how like all these energies get focused and like concentrated. But this is also a beautiful thing for relationships. These Venus moon portals, they're rare. This is, I believe, the 3rd one, if I'm correct, of the phase that Venus goes through, called the remembering and embodiment phase. This is what I write about in my Stargates calendar, which if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. On my Etsy shop, there's a link in the description of the video. But basically, these Venus moon portals are moments where like we get to really not play, but like have fun or focus. I keep wanting to say have fun. Like that Leo energy is really like taking over everything that wants to be said. But Virgo is a little more serious of an energy, but with the Venus moon portal is like, let's find the best things about our relationship. Let's find that purity. Let's connect to our true essence, which is the Virgin, Mother Mary, that purity, that just like that divine essence within relationships. So it's going to be very beautiful. Of a portal, although it is also happening in your 8th house of change. And then Venus will continue moving forward, and she will enter into the sign of Libra, which means she's going to move into your 9th house. And Venus in Libra is a very powerful energy because she is here in her dignity. She rules the sign of Libra. And the ninth house is the house of expansion and spiritual integration. So whatever changes you have been going through as, these planets transit through these energies, you're going to finally get like that higher perspective that you're looking for, the eagle eye, the eagle's view, because the ninth house is also ruled by Jupiter, which in mythology is the eagle. And the constellation of the eagle is actually connected to Jupiter and the gods, right? The world of the gods. The other thing that's going to be happening here this month is that Uranus is going to go retrograde. So Uranus is currently transiting your fourth house, and he's in the sign of Taurus. And when Uranus goes retrograde, we will experience a strong need to eliminate any unnecessary complications that hinder our freedom. And this different perspective that we gain is going to lead to a huge paradigm shift. This is all focused in your house of the home and family. So unfortunately, Uranus has already been making a lot of changes, but the retrograde will make you reflect on everything that's been going on. And this means that Uranus will technically be squaring the full moon in Aquarius, the two full moons in Aquarius, which means this highlights your first house of identity, your fourth house of the home, and your seventh house of relationships. There may be challenges that show up in these areas, but it'll also be a huge paradigm shift that will help you to obviously change the way maybe you see things or do things, especially at home and in relation to your family and the people in your life that you feel are family to you. So to recap, the energy of this month or this season, I keep wanting to say month, of this season is that the sun will move into Leo in your seventh house right here. And then we'll have a full moon in Aquarius affecting your first and your seventh houses. Mercury is going to move into Leo, so I'm just doing little check marks to see where the energy is strong. Mercury will move into your seventh house, again, aspecting relationships for you. When Mars enters Virgo, he enters your eighth house of death, change, and transformation. And we have another thing happening in the seventh house, the new moon in Leo. Mercury enters Virgo, another aspect happening in your house of death, change, and transformation. Venus enters Libra, aspecting your ninth house of spiritual integration. Uranus goes retrograde, and then we have a second full moon. So here's the big theme. What we're seeing is your identity and your relationships are probably the biggest theme, the biggest areas of your life where you're going to feel energy activated during this Leo season. The other one is in the eighth house of transformation and transmutation. This is also the house where you rise like the phoenix. So expect changes to happen, especially because Uranus transiting the fourth house is going to go retrograde, creating more and will be squaring the moon. So the fourth house of the home is another place that's aspected. But what I see for you is at the end or towards the end of the season when Venus enters Libra, you're going to see that higher perspective. And Venus in Libra is a strong transit. She's in her dignity. She rules the sign of Libra. And then also she's the lesser benefic. So she's going to be like, hey, this is where good luck comes in, or understanding or expansion of your knowledge, things that maybe you didn't know before. Now you know, and now you have integrated all of these changes within yourself, within your relationships with your family and your loved ones. So that's going to be the biggest things that are going to be aspecting you and in which areas of your life for this Leo season. And now we're going to pull some cards for you so that we can see what your spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell you via the messages of the Oracle and the Tarot. All right, Aquarius, let us take a look at the cards. You start your reading with the Three of Swords in reverse. the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Justice card upright, and the Empress card reversed. And this is a little bit of an intense message. I won't lie about this one. I feel like the good news is the Three of Swords reversed and the Justice card upright, and then these two are gonna they'll have two separate meanings, two possible meanings. So I'll read them both because some of you may feel more aligned with one or the other of the readings. The first thing that's going on this Leo season for you is that you're finished with heartbreak, something that has been sort of plaguing you emotionally. I think Cancer season might have been really intense for you because the Three of Swords is the card of heartbreak, but reverse. It means that the heartbreak is over and now it's time to forgive and let go and release and move on. Now, the Wheel of Fortune card reverse can be one of two things. For one, I feel like this card is telling you to trust the flow of karma. It can feel like things are going to get a little chaotic before they get better. And I think that's the main message of this Wheel of Fortune card for you. But it can be both trusting in the cycle of karma and also things are still changing, things are still evolving, and it might get worse before it gets better. Now, the Justice card upright is a totally different energy because this is about harmony. It's about saying justice will be served. And the reason why things feel like they're so kind of wacky and out there, even though you are in a point right now where it's time to release the heartbreak and to forgive and let go. If you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to end up being stuck. You don't want to be stuck. You want to allow like the cycle to complete itself. The three, or not the three, but the Empress card reversed is about being too dependent on something else other than yourself, not connecting, not allowing yourself to be nurtured, almost like depriving yourself of that nurturing. If you feel this way, what you want to do again is allow the cycle that began with the heartbreak, with the story, whatever is going on here it's been a lot. It's been heavy, emotionally heavy. This is what I'm feeling. You want to release it and you want to let it go and you want to allow the story to unfold in the way that it's supposed to unfold, not in the way that you want it to be necessarily, but in the way that it was meant to be released and let go of. Because the wheel is turning and even though you don't know exactly where it's going, things are still changing and things are still evolving, and you have to trust that the harmony that you have been looking for will officially come. And the other meaning of this reverse card, especially with this deck, is that you're no longer looking behind you. You're looking forward now, right? It's like you're no longer focused on what's behind you in the past. You're now looking forward. And I think that's going to be really important for you this Leo season. The animal that we got for you is the horse, which is so beautiful because the horse is all about freedom and release. And you can see this specific horse in this image. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. He's literally crossing through the portal, and it almost looks like this is the wheel of fortune and you're passing a threshold. Like this season is you stepping into a whole new world, literally stepping through a portal and into freedom, which is so beautiful because the two full moons, like we talked about, are affecting your internal environment, your sense of self and identity. If you want to connect even more with this Leo season, before I go any further, I do want to share with you that we are featuring our Leo essential oil roller, which will help you align more with these energies. You can find this in Chandra Sangat's Etsy shop, and they're designed with the amazing doTERRA oils, which makes this pretty much very, very high quality essential oils. Love that. Wanted to share it with you. The next card that we get is, these are my Sedona cards, which I absolutely love. This is called Prickly Pear, and it is a card of diversity, which means to me, the message that I'm getting from this is that now is not the time to be sort of picky with anything. Now is not the time to feel like you have no options. Now is the time to diversify yourself, because now that the heartbreak is over, what you get is options. You get to, like, the freedom that is coming means that you're literally diversifying your world, and that is incredible, and that is exactly what you need right now. The other thing that's going to help a lot is from the Beyond Lemuria cards, we get the throat chakra card. This is beautiful. The butterfly itself represents transformation. The angel wings, also freedom, rising up towards divinity. The Merkaba, right? The tetrahedron, yeah, it's a tetrahedron pointing up and a tetrahedron pointing down. So the pyramid pointing up and down is the Merkaba, which is like the portal that takes you to wherever you want to go. So this is about expressing your truth. This is expression, communication, but it's in your own creative way, your own creative language. This is about sharing your spirit, accepting your originality, your truth, and your authenticity. That is such an Aquarius card. It's not even funny, but it is exactly what it means. Exactly that. It's like you need to remember who you are, and who you are is like the most beautiful, unique person. There's no one else in the world like you. And I think this Leo season is going to show you that. It's going to demonstrate that to you. To connect with ancient families and ancient cultures and civilizations, I pulled a card from the Sacred Sites oracle cards, and this one is New Grange. And what it is about questioning what lies beneath, like deep in the underworld. This is also about allowing the energy to flow. The spirals are about flowing energy. The spirals in this card also remind me of the Wheel of Fortune. And then this also is about the doves, which is another symbol of freedom, but it's also a symbol of love. And what the image, so the being or the person on this card was Angus, and it said that Angus, who is the Irish god of love, resided in a palace at New Grange near the River Boyne. Legend has it that his kisses of love manifested in the form of 4 white doves, whose song sprung up in the hearts of young maidens, along with the sound of his harp. And the cool thing about that is that all of the Leo energy that we were talking about is all in your 7th house of relationships. So I feel like this is also some kind of new beginning in relationships, especially with that new moon. So as you look at the doves on the card, you allow yourself to feel the love of Angus and hear their healing celestial song. This sound of the highest vibration is an offering to you that transforms the darkness that resides within you and reveals the light being that waits deep within your subterranean self. You have the potential to transmute the dark clouds in your life into white doves of peace. Wow, with the 3 of Swords reversed, that peace and that forgiveness is coming through here in this message too. If you can only find in yourself both understanding and love, the light of the shining ones and the light of Angus will guide your soul. So powerful right there. Oh my God, I can't even believe these cards that are coming out. So as I shuffle to pull 3 of these or a few of these starseed ancestry cards, I want to remind you to make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Make sure to download my free moon astrology guide, which is going to tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And it'll also get you on my email list, which is where I send out a free weekly moon magic report that people absolutely love. If you want to get personal readings, make sure to sign up on my website and check out the description for all of the other important information and offerings on the channel. So let us check out. This is where I wanted to stop the cards that you got. Okay, the first one is Ooh, I really like this. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition. Turn your gaze within. Oh my God, that is so powerful. And you see the wheel, the energy of the circle on this card again, coming up or bringing up the Wheel of Fortune and the spirals found on this specific card. So this is about you returning home to yourself, to your power. The next card that we get is the Inner Earth card. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Leo also got this card, again, pointing towards what's inside is really the answer. Don't look outside for the answers because the answers are found within. And the third card you get here is a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. And here is you standing at the precipice of something so magical and so powerful. It'll blow your mind if you just stay on the path and if you trust that everything will all happen in divine timing. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for watching this reading, and I hope you have a beautiful and powerful Leo season.